Tell you what, regardless of the forest fire smoke, it's a nice morning this morning. And I've just been in here cleaning up because I'm taking off today. Actually, my truck is going to be done here shortly, probably later this afternoon. I talked to the shop yesterday when I stopped by to pick up the little handheld shop vac that I have to vacuum up those dead moths that were up there. So I got that all squared away, kind of cleaned up the rest of the cabin, and slept great last night when I went and grabbed the Outfitter's sleeping bag, the negative 20-degree bag. I mean, that's a huge bag, and way too warm for this time of year. But the wind comes through at about 2 o'clock in the morning from here, and it comes down from the 14,000 foot peak. And it's like this cold air rush that comes down. And with the way that this door flips up, the air can kind of seep in from underneath it and just come across the floor here, and it makes it really cold. So having that was really nice last night, just being in here, and it was super comfy. I mean, like you can see, we've got plenty of room to operate, and especially too, if you take out the ladder here, and you can remove the bed up here if you want to, because these aren't fixed. You know, you can just take them out. And so they really would open this up if you had these out, which let me take those out and we can just see what they look like when they're done. And then this side open here, you would feel real roomy in here. You would feel like you had lots of headroom, and especially with the side open, I mean, you have lots of room to stretch out. But I was just thinking of ways to winterize this in the wintertime, and I think what I would do is I would create some sort of like shield or some sort of thing that I could pull down that would latch the bottom, or maybe come from the bottom up and latch up here, and create somewhat of a barrier. That way I wouldn't have to worry about the wind coming in at night. The nice thing is in the afternoon you get tons of passive solar coming in through this. So if it was really cold out and you wanted to come up here and chill out in the afternoon, as long as there's sun coming in from the mountains, because the sun tracks this way, and so you'd have sun all afternoon, and the sun hits here. It starts to hit the section here at about 12:15, and so you'd have sun from, you know, lunch all the way through until the evening time, which is great. And then what's nice too with being out here is I've got plenty of solar. You know, there's being this exposed area is real nice for that. The drawback is the wind can get kind of gnarly. So past couple mornings the wind has been nuts. Like yesterday, no, 2 days ago, that evening I didn't sleep hardly at all because the wind kicked up, and then Sierra was kind of up and down all night, and it was cold in here, and I didn't have the proper gear. All I had was just my the Nemo, the 15-degree bag, and me and Sierra were trying to cuddle up in that, and it was just we were just a little bit too big around for me to be able to zip it up. So we were kind of cold that night, but getting this stuff has been good, and this little cabin's fun. I like little spaces like this, and I was joking with Rick yesterday. I went down and had dinner with he and his wife for yesterday night, and I was joking that I could sit here on my refrigerator. Like I'll pull my refrigerator over here, and I can sit here, and I can basically just scoop my butt and just go around in a 360 while sitting on that and clean the entire place, and then I'm good to go, and it takes about 10 minutes. So that's kind of nice, and that's why I like small spaces, is like they're really easy to clean up and manage, and then it kind of forces you to be a minimalist, and you just don't carry a bunch of stuff, and you get to spend more time outside doing what you want. So but the plan, like I said, today is to get everything cleaned up. I'm gonna probably start my morning. I need to do a little bit of stretching and rolling out on the roller, and then also a little bit of yoga stretches, and just enjoy the morning here and kind of hang out. Go grab some water here on the four-wheeler shortly, and then probably think about rolling out, I don't know, early afternoon, I guess. I know the shop closes at 4 on Fridays, so at least by 4 p.m. I'll be out of here. Oh, excuse me, I had the burps. All right, let's get our day started. What are you doing over here, little sweetie? You've been chasing little ground squirrels around? Hi, good morning. What you doing? What you doing, you little downward dog? Doing your morning yoga? What you doing? You gonna rest? You gonna just rest, Pumpkin? I'm gonna work. Get a few things done before we go pick up our truck. Okay? Smoke update. You can see clouds today, and you can actually see the sun, so it's better. It's just not, it's not good, but it's better than it was, so I'll take it. As long as the quality keeps improving, then we'll be in good shape. All right, so as you can see, there's plenty of room to operate in here. You know, you just kind of have multi-use spaces. And then this table right here, this can actually swing down. And so it makes it to where it kind of opens up the room, and then you can do more stuff in here, whatever you want to do in here. It's kind of nice for when it's a little bit colder out, you don't want to go outside. But there's also all these side shelves, like if you see I'm moving them right here. So you've got a lot of storage around here, which is nice. And you know, it makes you realize you just don't need that much space. Like, I don't think I need that much space. I used to think I did. Heck, when I was living in California, I had like a 1,800 square foot apartment, which is crazy. So it's just living tiny like this is easy, and then you can bounce around like I do. You know, having my truck all decked out the way I have. I carry all my gear in there, and then when I get into a place like this, I can just, you know, bring in my stove. The camera right now, it's sitting on top of my fridge. You know, I've got my Blue Eddy EB150 battery, which that's actually on sale right now. They've got a discount code, which I'll have in the video description below. But, you know, it's like you start living like this and you realize you're like, man, I don't need all that stuff. And for me, it just weighs me down. Now I realize it's not for everybody, but living this way, it just kind of opens my eyes. Like I want to travel and see the world, and I don't really care about accumulating things. I just want to have cool experiences. And so living this way has been really nice because it's opened my eyes to how possible that is once you get rid of everything. Like if you pare down all of your expenses to nothing, and then you don't hardly carry anything with you, it's really easy to be mobile. And that's where I came up with that tagline, travel light so you can travel anywhere, because that's really my motto that I live by. And so I love it. I mean, I'm sitting here, look at this right here. This is amazing. So I'm sitting here getting ready to respond to comments online on my computer, and I'm looking out, and there's like mountains, and I've got this cool little four-wheeler. There's a fire pit. It's all this firewood. It's a beautiful day. Sierra's like kind of over there in that little meadow, running around chasing ground squirrels, and this is like my work day. I just feel so fortunate. So I'm really glad things have worked out. I mean, it took a long time to get to this point. It took 4 years of grinding before I started getting, you know, recognition or before I started getting recognized by sponsors and stuff like that. So I've been really, really fortunate for all the good fortune that's come my way. And well, my goal is, you know, if you saw the previous video about the cabin with the Skillshare stuff, my goal is just to continually learn how to do better stuff, do better video editing, get better equipment, you know, just continue to upgrade things. And that way I can continue to share this with y'all, because I want to keep doing this. I want to do this for the rest of my life. I'm having a blast. And I really enjoy telling the story of doing this. And I didn't think that this would be my niche, but it feels like I've kind of found it. And so I just want to take a bunch of video editing classes, and I've got a master writing class I'm taking right now. I want to brush up on my Spanish. That way I can start traveling internationally and go down to Central and South America and do some off-grid stuff down there. I've been getting hit up by channels down there, other YouTube channels that were like, hey man, come down, we'll do some adventures, like this one out of Brazil. So that'd be kind of cool. But anyway, we're gonna chill here for a little bit and work, and then I'm gonna maybe take Sierra for a walk around the ranch. So we'll get that on film. Maybe we'll go fishing too. We'll see. I need to check in with the 4x4 shop and we'll see when my truck will be done. So if we got enough time, we'll definitely go fishing, because the browns here at the ranch the brown trout are huge. I want to show you all real quick what I'm using for power back here. So I've got this Renogy folding panel. That's a 100-watt panel that I'm using, and that's been pretty sufficient for back here, because I'm just basically pushing my fridge, my router, my computer. Let's see what else. A couple lights. That's about it. So it's not a whole. Oh, and also too a little shop vac thing that I use to clean up in here. And so that's what I'm using so far. It's been sufficient. Like I came in here and the battery was pretty much on like 5% charge, and I've been hovering anywhere during the day between, like, you know, like right as I get up in the morning, it's like 5%, and then I can get up to as high as 40% during the day with the one panel. If I have my other panel here, the one that's on top of my truck, I'd have no problem charging this thing up. But the battery that I'm using, it's the Blue Eddy, the Max Oak Blue Eddy. This is the EB150, and I love this battery. I've been using this battery for gosh, it's been a little over a year now, I think. And so they sent this one to me. This was the first introduction that I had to the company. I've been very impressed with how good the charge controller is in here, and then also just the way the battery performs itself. I did have a little bit of a scratch here the way I mounted it in my truck. I didn't realize there was a piece that was rubbing it there, but it's just cosmetic. But anyway, the plugs on it, just so that y'all know, there's 2 AC plugs in the back. Those can handle up to 1,000 watts at one time. And then on the front here, you've got your direct current and then your readout for your battery and all that stuff. And then obviously your input for whether it's solar or a wall charger. And the battery itself, I've calculated at like at 10.5 volts, it's roughly 101 amp hour battery, like around, let's just say 100 amp hours. And then it's a 1,500 watt hour capacity. And so I think the peak is 2,000 on there, and then it can continually hold 1,500 watts. So you could essentially run a space heater. I mean, 1,000 watt space heater, you could do it with that. Now, granted, it drain it fast, but you can still run it. So, you know, it's nice to know that if you're in a cold weather condition, and say like in my scenario with my stove, say the stove malfunctions or the stovepipe, you know, breaks on me or whatever, if I needed to, I could have a little space heater with me and be good to go. The other items that I've charged in here, like I was saying, I've got this little router. This pulls 1 amp an hour, so it's actually kind of a lot for the device itself. Kind of disappointed that it pulls that much. The fridge itself pulls a max draw of 0.7 amps an hour, but it's usually not doing that. It's usually around 0.5. So you know, you got to think 1.5 amps between the two of those, divide that into 100, and that's how many hours I can run those two without, you know, needing to charge the computer or anything else. Now with the computer, this takes roughly 50 to 60 watts, and I've got one of those direct plugs that I can just plug in from here directly into the battery there without using an AC plug. So the DC current's good because, you know, all of these are direct current. And the direct current, if you have alternating current and you use say like a wall plug on that battery to do this, you're taking direct current power, converting it to AC, and then back to direct current. So you're going to lose power through that. And what I've noticed is, like with the AC 200 battery, the other Max Oak Blue Eddy battery, the really awesome one they just came out with, I noticed with that one, I was pumping out, I think, on the AC on that, I was charging this battery, the EB150 from the AC 200, and it was saying I was pushing out like 390, was it 100? No, 200 watts, but that was only registering 160. So I was losing 40 watts in the conversion. 40 watts is a lot of power. You know, if you do that continuously for hours, and let's say you do, you know, 8 hours of that, you're going to lose so much just from that conversion. And so I just think it's good to know your devices and how they charge the most effectively. And computers and like cell phones. Cell phones are usually everybody usually charges those with USB, and that's direct power. That's direct current, so you're good to go there. But you know, alternating current is just you got to watch it with that because you can really lose a lot of power in the conversion. Let's see what else am I running here. That's pretty much it. I've got some lamps that I was running because I wasn't using these lamps. I was actually using the little solar homes. Here they are. These little solar homes from BioLite. Those are nice because you can cycle through like different colors and put in the different colors that you want. And then I was also charging up my inReach because I've got the GPS there. But that's pretty much all I was running. I am going to run this fridge or the little Dirt Devil. I'm going to run the little Dirt Devil hand vac because I want to show you all how much power that pulls, because it'll say on the front of the thing. And I can run that for a little bit, just kind of clean this up, and then we're out of here. We're going to go grab our truck, and I think we're going to head south. I may head to Taos and go hit some hot springs. Kind of feeling like a hot spring. So we'll see though. I can't wait to see what the truck looks like when it's all done. It's gonna look great. All right, now I'm gonna kick on the dust buster here, and we're gonna see the AC jump. So let's see what this does. All right. Yep, does a good job. We could handle another 500 watts on that too, because there's a 1,000 watt load on here.